wanted to talk a little about victim blaming and my experience with it, because what's coming up on my feed lately is the it'll give you like your year to date post to celebrate, and it's not celebratory, but in a way it is, because when I got to show the world the man's face that assaulted me when I was younger, that was a liberating experience. I wouldn't take it back. His family came after me, he came after me, I got cyberbullied, victim blamed, but my truth is my truth, and I want to encourage others. Yes, our stories can feel outrageous or too traumatic that it makes other people uncomfortable. Find your community where they're comfortable talking about things like that. So when you are ready to tell your story, you're not apologizing for it. You're not over explaining. But it's good to share these stories. And I just want to remind everyone, my podcast is a safe space. Come share your story. You're not questioned about how things went, or unless you're comfortable being that vulnerable. But we can have a discussion about things that were traumatic in your life, that were hard, that you had to pause in and then dissociate from the world and get in survival mode and overlook these wounds, because it was never validated. It was never you were never around people you could share this story with. It's time to start feeling safe it's time to start feeling safe in the environment that we create. And I want to encourage other women that have reached out to me and who feel that they're not in a safe space. Book the Zoom call. Go to a park. Go wherever you want to tell your story and share that. I will share it for you on all my platforms. And I just want to encourage people to keep going. It's not hard telling your truth, especially if you've been through something very traumatic that the adults now have to take some kind of accountability. It's hard. It's hard for us to do this work. When you start this healing journey, it's hard. It's hard to embrace uncomfortability. It's hard to embrace being put in uncomfortable situations, uncomfortable conversations. But it's making a comfortable structure, so when you have to help others with the language, with the pain that you've been through, and when you cultivate that language to share with others, you can heal the world. You can honestly heal the world with your trauma. And I know that's crazy as a Christian to shout out to the world, like, share your trauma. But when you really start sharing it and you learn how to process the emotions that come up that make you feel stagnant and unsafe, when you start to be vulnerable with a safe community, seek it. When you seek it, God will start putting people, groups, community, all of it. You just got to pay attention differently. So something again told me to come on here and just share that. People will victim blame because they may have had a lesser experience growing up. They may have had a safe 2-parent household. They may think that the stuff we've been through is only seen on TV. But I'm here to validate you. Your experience is real. And because other people are uncomfortable hearing it, doesn't make it any less true. Come share with me, whether you want to do it in the discovery call that's free, whether you want to share it on my podcast and let me post to all my platforms for other people to comment on or get feedback or just hold space for you. Um, the validation is you showing up for yourself. You can validate yourself in your story by speaking your truth, journaling it. I always, scream journal before you come on the podcast, journal if you don't come on the podcast, just journal. And whatever comes up for you, if you are seeing this, if it's resonating with you, if you felt bullied by your story, or if people have made you feel like your story wasn't your truth, please come share with me. I'm so tired of the victim blaming. And I've had a conversation last week with an older person, and I was sharing one of my episodes, and I realized how much that person started victim blaming. And I was like, whoa, that's disappointing. I have some clearing. I need to really focus on adjusting boundaries myself because of the work I have to do. That's how strong I feel about the purpose of my podcast. That I will adjust my external space to make way for safety. Because I'm going to keep sharing my story. I'm going to keep talking about my story. And whoever it makes uncomfortable, God will start weeding them out. All I ask him, and when I say this prayer, if you don't pray daily, at least just say this affirmation: I rebuke anyone who is not of you away from me. I say that daily, all random times of the day. Ooh, I rebuke that. If people in their projections, let's go there too. Victim blaming and people in their projections, and then we have audacity. So with that being said, I'm a safe space. I've created a safe space. I hope you guys utilize that, and I hope to meet you girlies and homeboys soon. If you're a boy, if you're a man and you want to share your story, I created a safe space. I am a gentle listener. Your truth is your truth. I can't question what happened to you. Only you and the other person was there. That's your experience to share, not mine, not anyone else's. No one needs to be putting their stamp on your story. Because for me, for the longest, I let too many people project on me, and I wasn't able to fully be myself. And I'm starting to really feel and stand in. I'm a pretty dope chick. I'm going to pour in myself and call on I'm dope, I'm fashion, I'm poetic, I'm safe, I'm vulnerable, I'm transparent. This new person that I'm discovering, who the real authentic me, I only did that by speaking up and dissolving some of my overlooked traumas that wouldn't help me process who I need to be today. And so, if it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, keep scrolling and leave a comment, of the healing heart in the comment section so we can engage some more. And as always, peace, love, and happiness.